Good morning, everyone. This is Lance Crane, the director of Release Technique. Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a great start of the new year. This is the intro call to releasing. This is a beginner course that talks about the fundamentals of releasing. I have Donna along with myself that's going to work you through the fundamentals of releasing and getting you started in terms of understanding what releasing is. Release Technique has been around for 28 years. We got it out to 160,000 people. My father, Larry Crane, started the company in 1998. And it's helped so many people, thousands and thousands of people over the years. And so we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to start off with Donna. Donna is the head teacher of Release Technique. We have a total of 5 teachers, and Donna is the head teacher. So I'm going to have Donna walk us through the the beginning of Release Technique and the fundamentals of releasing and work with you guys on some new exercises. And then I'm going to come back and work with you on some exercises and talk about the next steps of releasing and how you can get involved in learning more about it. So, Donna, welcome. Thank you so much. And I'm going to hand it off to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Lance. And
Sure.
welcome, everyone. Happy 2026. If there's anything about, we know time is a figment of our imagination, or at least, if you don't know that, now you know it. But the one thing that's great about a new year is there is a feeling that, yes, I can drop the burdens of 2025. I can drop things. And releasing is really dropping everything, dropping all of our beliefs, dropping all of our, um, the things that we inherited from our parents and society and just the ways in which we've been living our life in 2025 and which is just basically a repeat of 2024, which is a repeat of 2023. So we keep going around the same old rut. But at the beginning of the year, it seems like a fresh time to really say, let's start this year off in really a positive direction. And the positive direction doesn't mean without the negative. In other words, we think positive means no negative, but no, we can even be positive about the negative. And so it's really our state of mind, our state of awareness. And so if you're totally new to releasing, wonderful, welcome. If you've been releasing for a while or many years, wonderful, welcome, welcome. Everybody's welcome. That's the beautiful thing about these intro calls. It's really anyone can benefit from releasing. And not only anyone can benefit from releasing, but everyone benefits from releasing because we're all releasing on the consciousness of humanity. And we're just looking at it individually, how we are affected by our own thoughts, by our own, self-talk. I mean, if we really just could take away our negative self-talk, I mean, we would be left with a much more positive world. So releasing is just a simple way where we can drop, like I said, the burdens of stress and worry, and just by dropping the stress and worry, the joy and effectiveness in life increases. So it's really a huge gift. And when we're really present, we realize that if we can do it for 1 minute, we can do it for one lifetime. But the question is, why aren't we doing it? And so during this call today, we'll take a look at some different things. It's not how we sometimes think like, okay, the one who's speaking is the one with the authority, but not at all. I mean, we're all equal. That's the thing. It's really just the truth talking to the truth. And when we start to listen more basically that we're all equal, that we're all in this together, we're in this boat together, that we might as well share something that can make a huge difference in our life, not only personally, but collectively. So we have, about an hour that we'll be able to handle whatever is coming up for you. So for example, if you're, in 2025, if you are dealing with constant money worries, or health problems, or just feeling like you're a victim, or dealing with things like fear, anxiety, panic, procrastination, whatever, inability to, stand up for yourself, wherever you feel confusion or maybe even feeling hopeless or a kind of despair about life. I mean, these are problems that we see. They're like recurring problems. They're here, yesterday, tomorrow, and today. And we start to use all of these um, they're like programs that are installed on a computer and they just keep running automatically until you take them out. When you take out these programs, then you're not required to follow any programs, but we think we are. And so it's our thinking that is the culprit. Lester called it stinking thinking because thinking causes life to stink, life stinks. But the thing is you don't need to push harder and you don't need to fight or blame anybody else. You don't need to prove you're right or prove somebody else is wrong. You don't need to do anything other than just observe your own computer and how it's just repeating these same programs all the time. And then just when we start to question it, and that's what releasing does, it allows us to sort of use discrimination, discernment to question these patterns. Whose patterns are they? Who's following the patterns? Where are the patterns coming from? And when we start to look at it, like investigate, when you investigate something and you see, now I see what's going on, then we have some clarity. So releasing gives you this kind of powerful, unique, practical tool that allows you to see more clearly. And like Lance mentioned, his father, Larry Crane, with the guidance of Lester, he spent 22 years with Lester Levinson. And Lester showed Larry something that Larry didn't know. He showed him the truth, what's underlying all of this, this mental, noise. And when Larry got it, he really dedicated his life to what Lester taught him. So that Lester wanted Larry to get it out to the world. So Larry said, yeah, I'm going to put aside my own interests and my own career and my own, Larry life. And I'm going to live my life in service of this beautiful method and getting the method out. And like Lance said, we've gotten it out to hundreds and thousands of people and will continue to share the method because the more people that have this, the more peaceful the world becomes, the more free the world becomes. Just by each one of us releasing, everybody benefits. And releasing is a little different than how we normally learn things. We normally learn things by trying to understand it, by trying to get it, grasp it intellectually. But releasing is experiential. And so as we start releasing in just a few minutes, you can release right along with each person. And you'll notice the shift that they have. And you can notice, am I also experiencing the same shift? Or am I just watching it like TV? And so sometimes when we're releasing, we'll close our eye. You might notice Lance or I, when we're releasing, we might close our eyes. It's a little easier to sort of bring our attention inward when there's not the external distractions. So you may find it easier to close your eyes as well when you're releasing, but you don't have to. It's up to you. The main thing is that realizing that the mind works like a computer. And so once these programs are installed, they're like limited programs. So most of us, I mean, we feel like we lack something, right? We lack money, health, time, relationships. And we may feel there's constant judgment. We think other people are judging us. I mean, most of us, we say we don't want problems. We want to be free of our problems, but really, would we even know who we are without our problems? I mean, our problems kind of give us a sense of like familiarity of like, okay, yeah, I know where I'm at when I know my problems. It sounds weird to say it, but it's just about confronting it, that all these feelings, all these judgments, all this blaming, all this worrying, it kind of builds up like a snowball, it just keeps accumulating more and more. But in releasing, you can drop all of it for good. But it's a matter of you just willing. Are you willing to live without your problems? Are you willing to live not having that familiarity of what you complain about or what you cry about, what you um where your dependencies are. Most of us, we don't think of, our dependency on thinking or our dependency on getting approval from others. But the beauty is when you start releasing, you get more and more clear that all of this mental stuff is not required. It may be habitual, but it's not required. So why not just release when it benefits every area of your life? And this is one of the things that Lester talks about. And this is the science of all sciences, that you actually can prove to yourself by releasing all these suppressed emotions may come up. If for example, somebody makes you angry, but did they make you angry or did they trigger an underlying pattern of anger? So if they triggered an underlying pattern of anger, they did you a favor. What they did caused a reaction in you. So you use that reaction for releasing. And we're going to be working on that this morning. That you can live 2026 in peace. And you can do it. But it's if we keep going in the same, imagine if you've gone 100 years in the wrong direction, and at that 100 year mark, you realize, oh my gosh, I'm in the wrong direction. Now, the mind will say you have to go 100 years back to get to the starting place, but all you have to do is stop right now and release. And something amazing happens. Now, Lester, let me just say a few words about Lester because he was extraordinary in his ordinariness. And what I mean by that is he was just an ordinary person like everybody else. He wanted to be successful, he wanted to be happy. And in his particular life scenario, he was very, very smart and he was well read, very into what people would say intelligent. But he had all these body problems and he had like 9 different diagnoses. And he finally had a heart attack and then a second heart attack, massive heart attack. And doctors told him he only had 2 weeks to live, zero chance of survival. Now, Lester was graduated as a physicist, a scientist. And when they sent him home to die, he didn't want to die. So his first reaction was just fear of dying and shock that his whole life he's supposed to be this intelligent person. And like now he's 42 years old and he's going to die. And he was sort of in shock about it. But one thing he noticed was he was still breathing. And he said, well, I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to see if I can get myself out of this. So he started to re-examine his life. And in re-examining his life, he started to discover things that he had overlooked. And when he started looking more into what he had overlooked, like what is happiness? What does he really want in life? Happiness. What is happiness? Happiness is when people love you. Then he looked in his life and he said, wait a second, everybody loves me. My family loves me. My friends love me. So that can't be what happiness is because I'm not happy and I have the love of others. So he looked at it more basically to see that it was when he was loving, when he was being loving, that's when he was the happiest. So he said to himself, could I let go of all my unloving feelings? Which turned out to be a lot of unloving feelings. He saw like everywhere in his life where he had felt betrayed by others or he felt hurt, heart hurt, heartache. Um, and he started bringing those feelings up and releasing them, discharging the energy, the suppressed energy that were associated with those memories. And He started feeling lighter, happier, more free. And he said to himself, if I could get rid of all my unloving feelings, could the body get any healthier? Well, in 3 months' time, he let go of all of his programming, all of his limited conditioning. And he went into what we would refer to as a free being. He was free of the conditioning. Now he realized that if he could do it, any of us could do it. So he formulated it. He put it into a formula, a way in which he could give it out to others so that everybody could have it. He really saw that there was really just one consciousness, and therefore everybody was him. He was all, and all was him, and he wanted the rest of himself to have this beautiful method. And so he gave us what we have today, which is the release technique. And then Larry, working with him, Larry was a student of his for 22 years. Larry was really good at using releasing with others and seeing what worked. And he came up with ways of refining the method into what we're using today, the way we do it today, which came from Lester. And then Larry put his spin on it, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So we're going to give you a taste of it today. Now, Lester, just to give you uh, a sense of how did it turn out for him, well, he didn't die in 2 weeks, as they told him he had zero chance of survival. He actually lived for 42 years. He was 42 years old when he had his heart attack, and he lived 42 years in perfect health. He let go of all the conditions that had previously limited him, and he moved into a state that was unlimited. And if he can do it and you can do it, then we just have to want that more than we want our problems, more than we want our what's familiar to us. And so we're going to start releasing now. And what we can do with releasing, it's real simple. Like I said, the mind's like a computer. It's just playing back the same old things, right? You've heard it over and over again, thousands of times. And the conditioning is not just what your parents told you, but what society tells you or what your mind tells you. And so all we have to do now is bring those thoughts up, bring those feelings up, and just run it through releasing, and let's see what happens. So the way this works, these intro calls are really for people who are new to releasing, but we invite everybody. But let's just start off by seeing if there's anybody that's not released before. If you'd like to experience unburdening yourself, so 2026 can be lived in a totally fresh, a way that is completely unlike 2025, then just raise your hand. And to raise your hand, if you've called in on your phone, if you've called into Zoom on your phone, you have to hit *9. That'll raise your hand. But if you're dialed, if you're on the computer app, you just at the bottom of your keyboard, there's or the bottom of your screen, there's a react button, and you can raise your hand that way. So, all right, let's start with Warner. Morning. Happy New Year.
Hey Donna, good to see you. Thank you for
Yes, good to
offering
see
this
you.
session. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Somehow I noticed recently I carry a sense of not being enough, not being flawed as a person.
Okay. Okay. All right, good.
And
Okay,
yeah,
so now we're going to release. And so I'm going to show you the very simple way, first way of releasing. We say there's three ways of releasing. And so there's different tools. We're going to cover the first and the second way of releasing here, and so that you can experience it. So right now, can you bring up that feet? Could you just allow yourself to feel not enough,
yeah,
like unworthy, right? Would be probably the
yes.
feeling, right? And maybe there's kind of like a cry for wanting to be better.
Hmm.
I don't like feeling not enough, right?
Yes.
So I feel not good enough, and I feel unworthy, and I don't want to feel unworthy. So it kind of comes together. So just right now, can you just allow yourself to feel that conflict? And just
Yes.
can you just say yes to that unworthy feeling so it can come up and leave?
Yes.
And yes, even more.
Yes.
We're letting it all come to the surface. Normally we want to get rid of it, but that doesn't work. It just suppresses it. So just letting it come up is something uh, different than the way our mind's programmed. So can you just say yes? We're going to open a door somewhere in the front of your body here. Just open this imaginary door. And again, for
Yes.
some people, closing your eyes helps, and just allow this energy to come up and just open up and allow all that sense of unworthiness and the resistance we have about it, just let it all pass through and just relax, open up wider.
Yes.
And it's sort of like on the inhale, and then as you exhale, you just let it all go.
Yes.
And just everybody follow along, just let it all pass through because we all have this universal feeling of unworthiness. And then what do you notice when you just let the energy come to the surface and let it pass through?
And it starts flowing somehow. Hmm.
Right, right. We don't really even understand how it works. So see if you can go even deeper than that unworthy feeling that there may be underneath it, like a sadness, a poor me, kind of self-pity, or there might even be something like anger
Hmm.
or
I,
denial.
s- I sense a tension beneath it, some
Okay,
tension or
good.
pressure. Pressure.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. So now let that pressure come up. Let that feeling of pressure, of tension, just say yes to that feeling.
yes.
And yes, some more.
Yes.
And yes, even 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 more.
Yes.
And open up and now just allow that energy to pass through.
Yes.
And even
Hmm.
more. And just
Yes.
and just feel it flowing. Feel the energy just flowing through. When there's no resistance, there's just a flow.
There's a lot. There's a lot coming up now.
Yeah, good, good. Now we got it going. So it's like a Kleenex box. When you pull out one feeling, then usually there's another one pops up. So see if there's anything even deeper, deeper than that pressure, that tension.
There's a bit of tingling feeling.
Okay. So just let the tingling come up and just say yes to the tingling.
Yes.
And yes, some
Yes.
more. And yes, some
Yes.
more. And yes, even
Yes.
more. And yes,
Yes.
even. And now just open up and let it
Yes.
all pass through and just feel it passing through.
Yes. Hmm.
And then what do you experience? What's the deeper experience now when you're just feeling it come to the surface and just feeling it pass through?
There is now a sense of relief.
Right. So the relief
Hmm.
is in the letting go, right? The relief is in that letting go. And the tension is in the holding on. We have a tendency to want to cling to these feelings. And when we see that and we let them come to the surface and we let them go, there's a feeling of relief.
And there's also a sense of peace somehow, but it's not
Right.
very palpable. It's some
Subtle.
energy, very subtle. Yeah.
Right. So the peace that we're all looking for isn't in the future, which is the mind says, you got to, do your work, be good, stay healthy, and 9 million other things, and then peace comes later. That's why I said if you're like 100 years in the wrong direction and you realize peace isn't going to be, it's not later, it's now, but it's underneath all this mental, these feelings and thoughts, and right. So in that peace, are you deserving of that peace if it's here now?
I would say it's just is. The
It
peace just
is.
is. Yeah.
Right. And you just are. And there's no
Hmm.
separation between you and the peace. So how could you be unworthy? It's impossible to be unworthy of it if it's here already. So you see, there's a happiness. You can even see it on your face now. It's like a happiness to be reunited with the deeper sense of what we really are. And so the joke is on us, right? That we're following this sound playing in our head, which is just kind of covering over the inherent peace. So can we live in peace in 2026? Yes, we can. If we release, we're always tuned into that peace. It's right there. But if we don't release, we follow stinking thinking, and then life stinks, right? And then peace, we think peace is going to come later when I get more money or when I meet my special person or whatever. But no, it's always here.
Can I
You
ask
are
you a
the
quick
peace.
question, Donna?
Of course.
Yes. I know there's this 30-day financial freedom course coming up, and I'm very interested joining that course. And that sense of not being enough, doesn't it affect in a major way our financial situation also?
Well, the sense you said it, you called it a sense, right?
Hmm.
Right. So the sense of being unworthy is a false sense, right? Because it doesn't, where does that exist? Did you sign some contract that says, yes, I'm unworthy? No,
No.
there's no requirement to be unworthy. So in the financial freedom course, it's financial freedom and life mastery because not everybody, for some people, their issue might be health or relationships, but you deserve it all. But if you don't believe you deserve it all, then you're living in a false belief that I don't deserve it all. Therefore, I'm going to limit myself. So what happens is the external world is just a reflection of our internal belief. When
Hmm.
we clean up our internal belief, the external world changes. So if you're constantly sending out a signal, I'm not worthy, that I have a sense that I'm not good enough, that I have, then your external world is going to reflect that. And you're not going to have enough money. You're not, your health is, your health is, impacted. Everything is impacted by this false belief. But when you let go and you release that false belief, all of a sudden the external world can now match that signal that all is well. Does that make
Makes
sense?
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, totally,
So we
totally.
we show yeah, so we show you what we basically use Lester's teachings. Lester discovered, he became a millionaire back in the days when millionaire was the big number, right? Now it's billionaire, soon to be trillionaire, I'm sure. But Lester discovered that even, because when he discovered kind of the spirituality behind all of this, he saw that a lot of spiritual groups kind of believe that money or materialism is not spiritual. But he said, well, why does it have to be that way? Who said that? The spiritual and the material, if you're abundant, that doesn't make you less spiritual. That's just a belief, right? That spirituality means you have to forego having material wealth. So he wanted to prove that he could have material wealth. And he found a very simple way of being able to manifest or materialize things, to demonstrate things. Very simple. But what we're doing is very complicated and usually doesn't work. So in the financial freedom course, we sort of reveal that to everybody and we practice it. And then people start having financial gains or health gains. As a matter of fact, we just finished a retreat that was a 7-day ultimate year-end retreat. And people had these realizations of like, they already have, but they've been focusing on lack. They've been focusing on having. But when you change your focus, all of a sudden, instead of the glass being half empty, right, you start to see that the cup spilleth over. Abundance it abounds, right? It's everywhere. And so the financial freedom course, we really go into that. So it's an extraordinary course. And the beauty of the financial freedom course, and Lance will talk about it more later, but is that it's 5 days a week. So the more releasing you're doing, the less thinking you're doing. And so you're still thinking, right? Because it's the way of the world, right? We have to think to be, puppets in the world. But you're using your thinking and you're releasing and cleaning up your thinking so that you're in the right direction instead of in the wrong direction. So really good. So yeah, you just set an intention, right? Allow myself to do the course. The funny thing about regret, because in 2026, as we go through this new year, there's this word called regret. And when we regret something, um, if think of it like wisdom. When you know better and then you don't follow what you know, that's a regret, right? So why wouldn't we all want to be abundant in every way if we could, if we have the simplicity of that? And that's the key, living without regret. All you have to do is investigate and see what is the impediment. And that's the beauty of releasing, is you see that it's all mental. That's where the impediments are, in the mind. So thank you, Warner. Thanks for your question. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for your
Donna. Thank you. Thank
releasing.
you so
Yeah, I
much.
look forward to working with you. The great thing about the course is, like I said, it's 5 days a week. And so you really get a lot of momentum. And momentum is really the key. So, okay, is it Efrat?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and thank you so much for this and for having me here. This is my first time. I just heard about the release technique from a friend, and I really wanted to get a better idea of what it is. So that's why I'm here.
Okay, good.
Um, I'm struggling, I think for my whole life with the like finding the right thing to work, like the right job for me,
Hmm.
something which would be meaningful and I would be love doing, and at the same time making money out of it. Um, I was working a lot in jobs like kind of a social worker before, and I earned very less money. And still it was not like what I'm looking for, and I feel like I'm blocked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Good. I was going to
process.
say that. And can you see that is also like being unsatisfied? Like not happy.
Um,
Not, you're not happy with what you're doing, right? You want to find something that you're happy with, right?
yes,
Happy
I
with
want to wake up for my job with,
yeah,
excitement and
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, good, good. So just for now, let's so give it again, everybody look to see where you may feel blocked or stuck. And so just close your eyes for a moment. Hmm. And then just welcome up that feeling of being blocked. Like you want something and it feels like you can't have it because you don't know what it is. There's like a lack of clarity. So could you just say yes to that confusion, that sort of blocked feeling? And then you just say yes out loud.
Yes,
Yeah. And could you say yes to it some more?
yes,
And yes, some more.
yes,
And yes, even more.
yes,
And we're saying yes to it because we're acknowledging it and letting it come to the surface. So could you just say yes to feeling blocked even more?
yes,
And some more.
yes,
And yes, even more.
yes,
And even more.
yes,
And now just open up and just allow that energy, that blocked energy, just allow it to pass through. And even more. We don't want to change. We're not trying to change it. Like when you feel stuck, we don't like it and we want to change it. But right now, we're not trying to change anything. We're just getting in touch with the feeling, letting it come up to the surface, and then just allowing it to pass through. Just opening a door or window in the front of your body and just allowing it to pass through. And just feel it passing through. And what do you experience?
I feel a little bit stuck or blocked here in the chest.
Okay. So just could you say yes to that feeling in the chest?
Yes,
It's like a clutching feeling that the mind likes to close down and contract. So could you just say yes to that contracting feeling?
yes,
And could you say yes to it some more?
yes,
And could you say yes to it even more?
yes,
And a little bit more?
yes,
And even more? Just allow it to come up
yes,
and just relax, open up, and just allow that energy to pass through and just feel it passing through.
Yes.
And then just notice what do you experience? What's deeper than that energy passing through?
Um, I'm not sure.
Right. So in that not being sure, there's no words there, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no problem there. It's just like blank.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so can you see that the mind doesn't like that? It likes to be certain, likes to put something in there. So just for now, that's the first way of releasing is just letting all this energy come up and feeling it passing through. And then there's really no problem. Then you realize there's no problem there. It's just, you know, some space. But just for now, can you see that your mind's trying? This is a second way of releasing. You see your mind's trying to figure out what I should do with my career,
Mm-hmm.
right? How can I make money doing what I love? But it doesn't have an
Mm-hmm.
answer, does it? If it had an answer, you'd be doing it. So just for
Yeah,
now,
mm,
go ahead. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm saying like I'm having some ideas sometimes, but I don't manage to go to the manifesting stage, you know?
Right,
It's
right. There's
that's
like a
where the
holdback. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And that's it. It's like could be like a fear of failure, or it could be like resistance to like, what if I make the wrong choice? I mean, we all have that. That's the that's our universal state that we're in. But just for now, could you let go of wanting to figure out, the surefire way to do something?
To release what?
Could you let go of wanting to, this is the second way of releasing. Could you let go of wanting to figure out with your mind
Oh,
what you should do?
yes.
And could you let go of wanting to know what the answer is?
Mm.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Could you let go of wanting to know the solution, the how to?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to know anything at all just for now?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to think?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to think some more?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to think even more?
Yes.
And what do you experience if there's no thinking? What's a deeper
Just
experience when there's no thinking?
just being.
Right, just being, right? So it's simple that the mind has it that I have to do something to make money to prove myself that I'm worthy citizen or whatever. But it's missing the point, right? That just being is deeper than anything else, and that's always there. But can you see that in a way you're disapproving of yourself for not being productive in money making or career making?
Mhm.
And does disapproving of yourself help you, establish a career or
No.
make money? No, it doesn't help at all. It's just negative. It's like an automatic habit of negatively beating ourselves up. So now you have a decision to make. If you're
Mhm.
doing the disapproval, you could decide to keep disapproving of yourself and being negative, or you can decide right now to be positive and loving. What do you decide?
Yeah, I decide the second option.
Say it again. You decide what?
The second option.
Oh, the second option. So say it. I decide to be positive and loving.
I decide to be positive and loving.
You see that decision, nobody can make that decision for you. That's your authority. You decide. Doesn't even matter what the mind says. I decide to be positive and loving. That is something we overlook, the power of our decision. And so everybody make the decision. I decide to be positive and loving. And then right now, can you bring up that disapproval, that habit the memory of disapproving of ourselves. The mind's a recording and playback mechanism, so it just keeps replaying the same disapproval over and over. So could you let go of disapproving of yourself right now?
Mm,
It's just
yes.
yes or no. Yeah. And could you let go of disapproving of yourself some more?
Yes.
And could you let go of disapproving of yourself some more?
Yes.
And could you let go of disapproving of yourself some more?
Yes.
And some more?
Yes.
And even more?
Yes.
And could you let go of disapproving of yourself even more?
Yes.
And could you let go of disapproving of whatever your career, how it's worked or hasn't worked, hasn't brought you money? Could you let go of disapproving of all that whole field?
Yes.
And could you let go of disapproving of it some more?
Yes.
And then all the other examples of other people, we compare ourselves to others. Could you let go of any disapproval of others?
Yes.
And some more.
Yes.
And now turn it around. Can you give yourself some love and approval for no reason?
Yes.
And could you give yourself some more love and approval?
Yes.
And more love and approval?
Yes.
And a little bit more?
Yes.
And even more?
Yes.
And can you love whatever you've done or haven't done? Can you just send some love to it? All the options, infinite possibilities.
Yes.
And can you love it some more?
Yes.
And can you love it some more?
Yes.
And all the people that are out there that are demonstrating, this career or that career, just could you just send it all some love and approval?
Yes.
And some more?
Yes.
And some more?
Yes.
And more?
Yes.
And then what do you experience? Just get in touch now. What do you experience? Not what do you think or feel, but even deeper than that. What do you experience?
Mm. I feel a little bit more space for breathing.
Right. And it's in that space that, intelligence comes through, your infinite intelligence, not world intelligence, because that's not very intelligent because the world's always in conflict, but a deeper sense, just like we were just experiencing before, that's just a deeper sense of peace. So now, if you were going to turn this whole situation around and you were just be doing what you love, even though you don't know what that is right now, but just you were just fulfilled, you were positively fulfilled. You had money coming in to do whatever you like, and everything was just in a flow. You woke up every day looking forward to whatever it is that you decide to do. What's that feeling? If you just get in touch with it, because the mind is only creative. And when we hold in mind, I don't like not knowing, it's kind of a picture of not liking. But when you hold in mind just being fulfilled, positively fulfilled.
It's amazing.
Right, right. Now that when you're sending out that feeling of like life is amazing, even if you still don't know what you want to do, but just what the external will reflect back to you is just amazing possibilities. But when you're holding in mind, I'm not fulfilled with myself. I don't like that I'm not making enough money and I don't know what I want to do and I feel stuck. Well, then that's what's going to keep reflecting back to you. Does that make sense? The world is
Yeah.
a mirror. And so we never want to criticize the world, but we want to investigate to say, oh, what is this reflecting? What is this triggering in me? And the beautiful thing about releasing is just what I took you through, those two different ways of releasing. When you learn it and you have precision in it, you have, the like the perfection of like what we would say mastering releasing. You're just a master of it. First, of course, you start out like learning how to play piano. You barely know where the keys are. But then after just a little bit of practice, you become more proficient in it, and the more practice you get, the more proficient you get. And as you're sort of perfecting releasing, your life starts mirroring back to you something totally different. And then you really have the freedom to decide, you know what? I am going to take a chance and I'm going to go, this feels right for me. I'm going to go for it. And then at any point you can make a change. In other words, you're sort of the master of what decision you go in. But right now, we just don't realize how much resistance we have to making a mistake or it not working out for us. We just don't see it. So the beauty is just deciding for yourself, life is amazing. What a great way that, because that came from within. Life is amazing, right? So you live, let 2026 be that. Life is amazing. Doesn't matter what's showing up. It doesn't matter. Life is amazing. I'm going to send out that clear signal. Life is amazing. And let it come from there. And then you'll get the highest, your highest good gets realized. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you feel happier. You look happier.
Mm.
Yeah, really good. And again, it's just a tip of the iceberg what we're showing today. We just have a short amount of time just to go through some of these fundamentals, as Lance mentioned. When we do courses, we go through all the chart. Lester really, he was a scientist and he charted it out. He put it all out because he said, if you can see it intellectually, that's that's how our mind works anyways. You really see how the mind is getting in our way. And then you can start releasing and keep releasing. And then you pretty soon you get it experientially. And it's the experience that's the proof that if I just spend a few minutes releasing, I feel a whole lot better. And so for all of us, I mean, we have the capacity. And that's a really important word, capacity. We have the capacity to be free. We have the capacity to be abundant. We have the capacity to be healthy. We also have the capacity to hold on to 2025 and, you know, complain about it. But when we realize we have the equal capacity to let go, then we question, okay, let's see what happens if I let this go. Let's drop the burdens. Let's live without regret. And releasing is just an amazing tool you can use every step of the way. So, okay, so it's about, I'm just going to do a quick time check. So, Lance, I know you wanted to release with people too. So, where'd you go, Lance? I don't see him. Oh,
On
there you
the
are. Now I see you.
Yeah.
I see you now. Do you want me to
Okay.
pin you?
You can, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, and then there's a few more people with their hands up. So, if you want to,
Yeah. We'll do some more releasing. I'm going to do it a little differently than Donna did. So we have Robbie. Robbie, if you want to unmute yourself and we can do a little releasing.
Sure, I'd love that.
Great. Good morning. Thanks for joining, Robbie. Are you're brand new to releasing, or you have some experience?
I had experience from reading Lester's book a long time ago, and I've heard about non-duality. I watched some things on YouTube that where Lester
Okay.
was referenced
Okay.
to.
Great. Yeah, Lester was great. I had the opportunity as a teenager to hang out with Lester and spend some time with him. So he was an amazing man. I met him when I was at the age of, I think, 12. So I didn't know much to make out of him. But then later in life, as I became an adult, and he had passed away in '94, I was an adult then, and I understood more about him. So he was an amazing man.
Yeah, I
So
saw a couple of videos of him on YouTube.
yeah. There wasn't a lot of videos of Lester. He didn't. It was funny because Lester he showed up at my bar mitzvah, and there's no pictures of him. And my father said he didn't take a lot of pictures, and I have all the pictures of everyone at that event, but he wasn't in the picture. So there's only like three videos that we specifically have of Lester, unfortunately. But we have a lot of audios. I have all the way from the 1950s all the way to the 90s of him. So they recorded him, but he didn't have a lot of videos. But yeah, but thank you. I appreciate you joining us. So let me walk you through a little different exercise that Donna was doing. So what I'm going to do is ask you to do something completely different. Are you open to trying something different?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, great, great. So can you think of something that maybe frustrates you? You don't have to go into the details of it. Just think of something.
Yes.
Okay, something either happened this year. I think most people don't have a problem finding something that frustrates them. So what I'd like you to do is from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least and 10 being the worst. Where are you on that scale of frustration?
And when I think about it, probably a 7 or an 8.
Okay, great, great, perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to say yes to that frustration. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to close my eyes and kind of walk through this and accept the frustration. So get in touch with that feeling, get in touch with that frustration,
Okay.
and say yes to it,
Yes.
and yes even more,
Yes.
and say yes even more.
What if I don't want to?
Well, you could say yes to it to accept it.
Okay.
There's no reason to hold on to that. Doesn't help you. It doesn't help anyone on this course. It doesn't help with the new year of 2026 to not say yes. So let's let it go. No
Okay.
one cares about the frustration other than you. So let that go. Say yes.
Yes.
And all feelings want to go. They want to completely dissolve. So you say yes to it even more.
Yes.
And yes, even more. And yes, even more. Let it completely dissolve. There's no need to hold on to it. It's just a feeling that wants to go. Say
Yeah.
yes to it even more.
Yes.
And even some more.
Yes.
And yes, even more.
Yes.
And even more.
Yes.
Okay. So I hear your voice is a lot lighter. Where are you now on the scale? You said you were about a 7 to 8. Where are you now on the scale?
I guess about a 6.
Okay. So we moved down a little. Okay. So let's try that one more time and see if we can get you down a little lower. Okay.
Okay.
So get in touch with that feeling, that frustration once more,
Okay.
and say yes to it even more.
Yes.
And yes, even more.
Yes.
Like I mentioned, all feelings want to go. There's no need to hold on to that frustration. No one on this call cares about the frustration. It's your feeling. So let go of it and say yes to it even more.
Yes.
And yes, even more.
Yes.
And say yes to it even more.
Yes.
And allow yourself to have the perfect day without frustration. There's no need to hold on to it. We have a new year. So let that frustration go. It's just a feeling. All feelings want to go. So say yes to even more.
Yes.
And even more. And say yes once more.
Yes.
Okay. So where do you feel now? Your voice sounds a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's I can kind of get a sense of it in my chest area and sort of around my head, and I noticed that there's like a tightness right in my chest, but it was sort of like pulsating a little bit, like I maybe that's it letting
Yeah, a
it
lot of
go.
people feel it. A lot of people feel it pass through their chest, and it starts. Well, most people have it in their chest. Some people. We had a mailman one time at a retreat, and he was releasing through his feet. He's on his feet all the time, but people hold on to that clutching feeling all the time, most of the time it is in the chest. So let's see if we can knock it out one more time. We'll go
Okay.
through it one more and get it down.
Sure.
So where are you now on that feeling, that chart? You would say right now.
4.5.
Okay, good. Let's see if we can get it close down to a 0. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get in touch with that feeling, that clutching feeling in your stomach again, and say yes to it even more,
Yes.
and let it completely, totally dissolve. There's no need to hold on to that frustration. It's just your feeling. Like I've mentioned, no one on this call cares about that feeling. You're the only one who knows about it. So let go of that frustration.
Yeah.
And let it totally dissolve even more. And let it completely dissolve even more, to say yes to it even more. Can you say yes?
Yes.
And yes, even more.
Yes.
And no one frustrated themselves out of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
As Larry used to say, no one worried themselves out of a problem. No one frustrated themselves out of a problem. So there's no issue. So let go of that frustration. There's no need to hold on to it. So let go and say yes to it even more.
Yes.
And even some more. And allow yourself to have the perfect day without any frustration and start the new year with no frustration. It's stressful on the body. There's no need to hold on to it. That clutching feeling in your stomach or your chest, there's no need to have that there today. So let it totally dissolve. And even some more. And then completely dissolve even more. Okay. So it can say yes to it even more. Okay. And it's a yes, even more. Okay. So where are you now in that frustration? I could hear your voice getting lighter from when we started.
Yeah, I can too. It feels like a two, and I guess right now I have my mind, right? My mind has these concerns because I find
Of
myself
course.
taking deep breaths and then thinking, am I doing this right? Is that wrong? And blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's the mind trying to break it down, and the ego is stopping it. So what it comes down to is the mind's creative, and it's think of every way to stop it from happening. So that's very common, But it like Lester said, keep it very simple, keep it simple, sweetheart, is what he said. Kiss. And don't it's not everyone has the innate ability to release on this call. We learned about it when we were kids. Larry would always give the analogy that, there's kids playing, you see them in the playing field, and basically one guy pushes the girl down on the ground, and then she starts crying, but then they get up and they start playing right again, right away in about 2 minutes. And at the age of 5 or beyond, we sometimes when we get into an argument with a friend like that, we don't talk to them for the next 30 years of the rest of their lives. And as kids, we had that ability and we lose that. So everyone has the ability to release. It's their innate ability to release. And obviously, this is not the release technique. We just gave you a quick example of saying yes. We don't sit around in a room saying yes all day, because there's a lot more complexity in terms of, like Donna said, there's chart of emotions. There's a lot of things that we do involving approval, wanting control, wanting safety. There's a whole process that Lester has developed and has been proven for many years, many decades. And that just gives you an example of how we can take you from 6 to 7 all the way down to I think you said a 2. So in just a matter of minutes. And that's just an ability to let go of that negativity. And I've been using it since I've been the age of 13. I took the course along with my brother. Donna's been doing it for well over close to 20 years now. It's just an amazing course, and we just forget about it. So that's what the course, and that's what Lester had developed, is learning how to get back to that innate ability of releasing. So, Donna, do we will have enough time to take one more call then? Or I
Maybe
think,
because people may need to go. Why don't you
okay, why don't we just finish? Why don't
tell about
we,
the courses, and then we
yeah.
can come back around and do it afterwards. Is that
Okay,
okay?
great. Yeah, perfect, perfect. So I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about
Thanks,
the
Robbie.
next steps. Yeah, the next steps of what we
Thank
have
you.
going on. So in releasing, like this was just an introduction to releasing. So it just gave you a tip of the iceberg of what we teach. We do an amazing amount of work with the other. We have a total of 5 teachers. Donna is the head teacher, as I mentioned. Uh, I'm not one of the teachers. I'm the director of the release technique. So I work on the background and supporting the teachers at this point. So I do step in the retreats and so on. But so I just want to talk a little about what we have to offer. And the first thing is the Abundance course is our flagship product. And that is a product that you could do now over streaming. We used to sell it over cassettes, believe it or not, when Larry started now, and CDs now. You have the ability to do it through streaming. So you get it, you can order it right today and then get it started right away. And you don't have to wait for the mailing. You just start it on your computer. It's a streaming course. Basically, you could do it through your phone, your smartphone, your iPhone or iPad or computer, and you log in. It gives you the ability. It gives you 21 audios, and it gives you basically access to our free Wednesday call we have every Wednesday. It doesn't even matter if it falls on a holiday. This year, it fell on New Year's Eve, and so we have that call every Wednesday. We get together, a world call is what we call it, and it also gives you free support for 1 year. So from Monday to Friday, from 9 to 5:30, we have a free support line that you can call if you get stuck while you're going through the course, and you can call and talk to a live person to go over that course and help you with that. So that comes along with that. So normally it sells for 197, which is a very, very amazing price point. But today we're going to offer it for only $97 with a 30-day money back guarantee. So you have nothing to lose on that. And you'll have the ability to learn all from Larry Crane directly. In this same course, we just did the new rendition of the third edition. Larry walks you beautifully through the course. And it's 21 audios. It comes with a 123-page workbook, and it gives you all the access of all the fundamentals of releasing. And you'll learn that at your own pace. The other thing that we have is and someone mentioned that in the beginning of the call here, we have a 30-day financial freedom course. And that is an amazing course. It's 30 days. It starts on January 8th in a few days. And we have an amazing, that's probably our number one course. We have so many people to start out the new year with that course. And it really gets you on track. It's called the 30-Day Financial Freedom. Larry designed that and back in the 2008 recession, and people were having a lot of problems with money, and that's why he developed that. And so, but we don't even touch only the money situations. We also work on getting your goals and getting everything set up. So it could be anything. It could be health-wise, we work with you on. It could be relationships oriented. It could be anything, not only money, but we work with you. And that's why a lot of people start that off with a new year. They jump on that course. And we have and I'll have Donna talk a little more about the course, but we have a great special on that. So what I'm going to do only today is we're going to offer you the opportunity to sign up for that course. You go to releasetechnique.com, and then you can go to live classes at the top right and look at the 30-Day Financial Freedom Life Mastery course. And that normally sells for $990, but we're going to give you a coupon code to save $100 off that course, which is FM, like the radio, uppercase FM 100, and you'll save $100 off that course. And what I'm going to do also, if anyone signs up today, and it's good up until tomorrow, in the business tomorrow, you can use that coupon code. Anyone signs up for that class will get $100 off. And also, I'll give them the Abundance course, the third edition home study course that I mentioned recently. And that course is $197. We'll give it to you absolutely free, part of that 90-day. Now, if anyone wants just to start off with the 90-day, with the Abundance course, you can also go to releasetechnique.com /offer, OFFER. Again, releasetechnique.com/offer. And you can get that course for $97 and start with that today. That gives you a 30-day money back guarantee. But the best thing to do is to jump in with 2 feet and go for the 30-day financial freedom and get that course for free, the Abundance course. You can start that today, and it gives you enough time to get you ramped up. There's plenty of teachers on the 90-day course that goes on. You get a partner which works with you every day in regards to that 30 days. So it's an amazing course for that price point. And like I said, if you use the promotional code FM100, like FM radio, FM100 at checkout, you'll save the $100. And as soon as you get that, we'll then send you the Abundance course home study, the brand new version of that, absolutely free. You'll also get access to the Wednesday free calls that we have, the world call every Wednesday. It starts at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time in the morning. I mean, in the afternoon at night. And then you'll also get access to free support. Where can you get that for that? I mean, people charge thousands of dollars, a $3,000 value. You get that for 1 year free support. So I encourage everyone to join on that. Once again, you go to releasetechnique.com, you go to live classes, type in that, find the 30-day financial mastery course. You type in the FM 100, you'll save $100, and then we'll send you the Abundance course absolutely free, which is a $197 value. That's what it sells for on our website. You'll get that free, so you'll save $300 today. So just on that amazing opportunity. So we love everyone to join you on that course. And I'll hand it back to Donna. Donna can talk a little about what else we have and talk a little about the 30-day financial freedom course starting on January 8th. So thank you.
Thank you, Lance.
Sure.
And just for clarification, everyone, I'm going to unpin you, Lance, here.
Okay, sure.
Let me see if Just for clarification, a couple times Lance mentioned he was referring to the 30-day, but he said 90 days. So we do have a
I
90
meant
day
the
course
30 days.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so, but anyways, yeah, who's referring to the 30 days. So one thing I want to clarify too about the free support that Lance was just talking about. So we have a support line. And I remember when I first learned about releasing and I heard about the support line, it seemed like it was too good to be true. It was Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And it's a support line. So if you get stuck when you're releasing, if you're releasing on goals or you're releasing on doing some of the coursework, if you're in one of the courses, or just once you've done any course, you have access to the support line. You call and, we, especially like during the holidays and things like that, even New Year's Day, still, if it falls on a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, we're open for calls. And people call in and they get triggered by their relatives or triggered by, something in the news or maybe just some feelings that are coming up. But it's really good to have like a good friend, basically. It's like a good friend. You get first class support anytime. And it's a beautiful thing that we're all in this together. So, like Lester discovered, we're all one. So, we're here to support you. So, that's a really great benefit of doing any of the courses. And then going to specifically to the 30-day financial freedom course, just so you know how it's structured. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those are the 5 days that we have classes: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Monday, the weekdays, we actually do two classes. It's 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, as well as 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And the reason why we do it twice on weekdays is because we have two sides of the world. And, for Europe, uh, 5:30 to 7:30 is like 2:30 in the morning for them. So we do it at a time, their 5:30 to 7:30 happens to be our 9:30 to 11:30. So we call it the European call and the US call. But we invite everybody to come to any calls. And we have a lot of people from Europe that will get up in the middle of the night and get on the call because they know they'd rather wake up, do a couple hours of releasing, and then go back to sleep. Um, and there's a lot of value in that. So, but for the US, it just turns out to be both times are workable for us. Then on Saturdays and Sundays, we just do it 9:30 to 11:30. That works for everybody. So that's the course schedule, and it starts on January 8th, ends on February 8th. And then we have the teachers that there's myself and a few other teachers that will be, we kind of rotate through the classes. And we have an incredible workbook, which I'm in the middle of finalizing right now. And we always look at upping the ante of like, okay, let's kick up the exercises and, new and different ways of going in and penetrating into this uh, mental, kind of jungle gym. And like Robbie was going through like frustrations, we all have like a bazillion frustrations. And we have ways we can go in with the exercises and bring them up. Like, what's the core component that's causing all these various frustrations? There's coming from one central theme, and we just get in there and we dig it out. And it's fun and it's enlightening and it's enlivening. And that's the beautiful thing is as we release, we just get this momentum of just feeling better and better and better and better and better. And then as we send out a different signal that we are enough and that we do have abundance, then it reflects back to us. There's one reading from Lester. It says it's easily explained why um, the rich person always has more money and the poor person always has no money, because a rich person already feels rich and a poor person feels poor. So if you feel poor, you're going to keep feeling poor. But if you feel rich, if you really can dig out the whole necessity, like we don't have a necessity, well, what do you get out of feeling poor? We usually just get a lot of misery. So, just like Robbie was just going through in releasing, is like Buzz wants to let go of this feeling of poor. But then, like he said, he goes, but what if I don't want to let it go? Same thing. What if I don't want to let go of my self-pity or my misery? Now, it sounds silly when you say it out loud, but that's how the genius of the course works. It's a safe space for everybody to bring their just silly thinking, as Lester would say, stupid, 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 because he saw for himself, stupid, stupid, stupid Lester, when he saw what he was doing to himself. When you see that you're causing your own poorness, well, then you just make a resolve to say that's enough. Like enough, right? Like I said, 2026, it's a brand new year. Let's drop our burdens. Doesn't matter what yesteryear tells us. We don't need to keep following that pattern. And so in this course, the genius of it is you do your own releasing. You get releasing with a teacher, releasing with a partner. You have a course workbook that keeps you structured, keeps you on track. So you always have something to dig up, and your life just gets better and better. It's just the whole structure of it is set up for that. So yeah, it's a great thing to take advantage of. Now you might have the idea like I don't have the money to do the course. If I had the money, I would do the course. But the thing is you do have it. You don't have it in the way that you think you don't have it. But if you make a decision, this could be the very first thing that you prove to yourself just by setting an intention. I allow myself to do the course. I don't know how it's going to happen. You don't need to know how it's going to happen, but I allow myself to be in that course. And it's just this strong determination. And there's something about persistence. In my early life before releasing, I was a very successful kind of go-getter. And one of the things that helped me was because I saw that if one person could do something, everybody can do it. So whenever I saw something that was inspiring to do, I just knew I could do it. I just needed to figure out what people were doing and what was making them successful. And I didn't have that self-doubt of or fear of failure. For whatever reason, I didn't have that. I had the more of the determination. And I learned to ask people. I learned to ask people for support. And the beautiful thing about releasing is you just get uber support. I mean, it's just crazy how much support you have. And so that you can we don't give you advice. Like in some cases, we don't tell you what to do. More importantly, we show you how to get your own answers. And when you get your own answers, then you're not dependent on somebody else. So when I learned about releasing, I saw that I was such a go-getter that I had kind of created a little bit of a barrier. Well, let's not say a little bit. I created a thick barrier between positive living and all the negativity of feeling not good enough and feeling unworthy. So for me, I had to really penetrate through that barrier so I could let all those feelings up. Because what happened was for me, the drive for success was so strong that I could never take a day off. And not only could I never take a day off, I really looked down on people that were not like total, sacrifices to, whatever their company was. And so I had to let that go. Being successful was good, but it came with a big price called separation. And I felt separate from others. And I didn't want to judge other people, but it just seemed to be there. For me, when I discovered what was underneath it, was that I had separated myself from all these kind of baby feelings, the feelings of being weak or being powerless, but they were still there. And the moment I wasn't like running, 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 running for success, those feelings would start to come up. So I had to keep running, running, running for success to get away from those feelings. when I met Larry, and Larry helped me to see what I was doing was I was I had blocked myself from seeing all these accumulated feelings. And it's no problem when you just go in and just let him go. I didn't no reason, like with Robbie, there was no reason for him to hold on to frustration. So for all of us, we have the opportunity to go in and clean out whatever is in the way so that you can be successful, but you could take a nap. You could have a balance. Or if you want to just have a wonderful life with ease without having to have that drive for success, you can have it that way too. In other words, it's infinite possibilities for everyone. And that's why we call it financial freedom, 30-day financial freedom, and life mastery, because you can master and have it whatever you decide. And some people might say, like, well, that's good for other people, but that's never going to happen to me. Like, I'm a big loser. But the thing you have to question is, where's that written in stone? It's not. It's in your mind. So you decide, you know what? I'm willing to get out of that limited state. That's what it is, basically. No matter what you think about yourself, it's a limited state if it's coming from thinking. So why not? Why not use 30 days of just really persisting? So that's what I have to say about that. And like Lance said, we have the Wednesday call every week, so you can join in with releasers from around the world, and you get to prove it over and over again how releasing works, and it works every time. So thank you. So Lance, was there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, just a recap. Again, we have the 30-day financial freedom that starts, as Donna said, on January 8th. Okay. And you could type in, go to releasetechnique.com and go to live classes at the top right bar there and type in at checkout FM 100, FM like FM radio, uppercase FM 100, save $100. You sign up today or tomorrow. The promotion will be done by tomorrow, close the business. But if you type that in, then we'll send you to the abundance course, the brand new third edition, absolutely free, $197 value. And you can start that either today, as soon as you sign up, and you'll get that right away. If you want to do the abundance course, the home study course, you can go to releasetechnique.com/offer, OFFER, and that will give you the course for $97, and that comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. But what would that cost someone for $97, or just a small portion of the money just for and saving $100 off the 30-day rather, and 30-day working on releasing and working on yourself to get a great 2026 and get a transformation of your life and getting all your goals. Donna and the teachers are so dedicated. We're not just telling you to go take a course. We work hand in hand with you. And all of our teachers, including obviously Donna, is so dedicated to working with you to get that transformation in your life and get out of all the financial rut and also all the frustrations that people have in today's society, especially with what's going on last year and this year. There's so many people that are frustrated. Finance is a big issue with money, with costs going up. I mean, this course will get you past that and get you to have more time to spend with your loved ones and your family and getting your goals. And that's what we do in the 30-day financial freedom, is everyone sets up New Year's resolutions and they go to the gym or they do this. They want to lose weight. They want to have a relationship. They want to have a better relationship with loved ones. They want to have more finance. They want to take that trip and have a long vacation, more time with their family and friends. This opportunity is a great opportunity for only 30 days for a little money to really sign up and change your life. And that's what I encourage everyone on this call to do that. So we'd love to see all of you on the call. Again, want to thank Donna for walking us through this beautiful technique and working with everyone. And we want to thank all the participants that participated in trying the technique and showing people how it works. So we'd love to see everyone on the call on January 8th. And we'll get everyone all squared away on that. So I'll just, with the final words, I want to thank everyone again. And we'll end the call
Hey,
here.
Lance,
Any final words you
Charmaine
have?
Charmaine has her hand up, so maybe she has a question. We can check with her.
Yeah, Charmaine, did you have a question?
Yes. Do you mind putting on the chat the link, the actual link? Because I tried going into your website and I'm confused. Where is it at? So I tried
Okay.
checking out and thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, so where it is for the course for the sign up for the 30-day financial freedom course, if you go to releasetechnique.com and then on the very top, okay, on the right-hand side says live classes, you click on there and then you'll find the 30-day financial freedom life mastery course. And then when you go there, then you can type in it'll say a coupon code at the bottom and you can type in that coupon code FM100 and that'll get you there. Okay. If you want to get the abundance course, you can go to releasetechnique.com/offer, which takes you directly to that link to sign up for that course and get that for $97. But she'll post that. Donna will post that up now, the link up there. So thank you for asking that. There's a few other people that have other questions there. Wiener, you had a question? You want to unmute yourself?
Warner, yeah.
Yes.
Warner
Yes.
Dack? Yeah.
Lance, just as a piece of feedback, I got very inspired by your story about how you crushed it in sales, like
Oh,
where you
yes.
achieved the 6x daily annual target.
Yes.
And I feel I'm an enterprise sales myself. And I
Okay.
feel
Sure.
like the sales world needs the release technique. So I want to encourage you to share it more widely with sales podcasters. There's a range of sales podcasters because in the
That's a good
sales world
point.
that isn't known, and you have this wonderful success story. And I feel
Yes.
like the sales world and enterprise sellers who are always under stress, who are always under a lot of pressure, they could benefit so much from the release technique.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that. We didn't talk about it on this, but I did use the technique in every aspect of my life. I used it in health. I've used it in school. I hated school. I was a great student, but I used it in sales, and I did. I was in telecommunications, and the story really quickly was I was in telecommunications. I started out in real estate when I got out of college, but then by the age of 26, I was the youngest guy in that company, and the manager promoted me because my sales was so outstanding that they promoted me as a 26-year-old guy, and all the guys were like in their 50s that were reported to me. And I released and used it. And what Larry taught me was a technique on how to use it for releasing. And what he always said, Larry, and he was a great salesperson himself, was you have to give. You have to feel like you're giving. And that's what I did. And I used that releasing to it. And I always became the top salesperson. And then I went out to move to the big companies like AT&T, and I worked for Verizon. And I was always the top performer. And the story, real quick on that, was which is true. I had all the entertainment companies and I was doing data sales, data communication. And what I was able to do is hit 600% of quota. As a matter of fact, they put me on a program and they were trying to say a performance improvement plan because I wasn't doing sales in like the first 2 months when I got these accounts. And I in 1 year, I got to 600% of quota. And basically, a lot of months, I would take off the whole year. I would max out the comp plan, meaning that they wouldn't pay me any more commissions. So what I did was I worked up until March, and I did this for years. I worked up till March, and I took the rest of the year off. And then they come back, and then they would have the Pinnacle Awards, which was above the President's Awards, and then they would give me an award and go thank you, and they gave me an attendance rate, an award for attendance. I wasn't even in the office, and so I did that for years. And so yeah, you're right. We should do a podcast on sales because it can be used very effectively, and I've used it in, like I said, in health. I used it in relationship, and I've used it in every aspect of my life. And for sales, it greatly helped me in that. And it was like I mentioned, all the way from my 20s, all the way when I was up into sales, I used it in every aspect of my life. So that is a good point. So thanks. We should have a podcast just about sales,
And
and how
also,
it can be
Lance,
used.
and
Sure.
also, Lance, I want to encourage you. There's a couple of podcasters that do podcasts only about for sellers. Sometimes they
Yes.
have like 20, 30, 40,000 sellers following that podcast. And if
Okay.
you went there as a guest and shared that story, that would be very
Yeah.
powerful in increasing your reach as a release technique.
Yeah, if you want to send me an email with some of those links, I'll
Yes,
check them
I
out. It's
will.
Lance@releasetechnique.com. The guy
I
that
will.
yeah, there's a lot of guys out there. The big guy is Grant Cardone, but he's more into real estate and things like that. And he's a great speaker and a great podcaster too. So yeah, we could do something like that. Thanks for telling me about that. That is a good aspect to use the technique in, because I used it very successfully in that avenue too. Sure. So thank you. Appreciate it.
And Efrat also has a question.
Sure.
Oh, Mary, did you have a question too? Okay, good. Good. So either one, you can unmute
Efrat,
yourself. Oh,
yeah, if you
Efrat's
want to.
got her muted.
I would like
Uh,
to ask if you can, Lance, please elaborate a little bit about the basic course that you mentioned, because I'm a beginner, and I was wondering if I should start with this one, or like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean the streaming course, which Larry started, he called it the Abundance Course, and the Abundance Course, I recorded it with him back in the day, and it got out to 160,000 people, as we mentioned in the beginning of the call, and that was very effective. And that is a streaming course. It goes over all the fundamentals. So Larry, my father, goes through that course. I did an updated version of that this year, or actually, sorry, last year. We already said in the year. And I did a third edition of that. So it's a third edition, but that goes over all the fundamentals, everything that Larry had learned from Lester, and went through all the fundamentals in the workbook, and goes through a lot of the chart of emotions. It goes through talking about wanting approval, wanting control, wanting safety, and it goes through the technique. And he also talks about, like I said, his 21 audios. It goes through all the aspects of relationship. He talks about fear. He talks about financial freedom. He talks about health. There's a lot of aspects of it. It's 21 audios, and that is the fundamentals of the technique. But what I would say, if you really want to jump into the course, I would say get the 30-day financial freedom today. Start with that, and you'll get that course automatically for free, which is a $197 course, and you'll get that, and you can start that today, and have the opportunity to work through all that. So by the time we start on January 8th, you're already ramped up, and the teachers will help you get you started. So even if you go through the first 6 audios, that will give you the fundamentals of that. At least you'll have the fundamentals to start the course, and that's easy. It's a couple of hours to go through that. So that's what I would recommend, is go through that, get the 30-day, and then we'll give you the abundance course absolutely free, and you can start that today. So any other questions you had?
Yes, you also mentioned about the helpline, and I was wondering, since I'm in the other side of the world, if it's available on, I don't know, WhatsApp or other call app.
Yeah, we do that. We don't have a like public line for WhatsApp, but if you send an email to customer service at releasetechnique.com, and if you are signed up as a graduate, meaning that you had got the abundance course before taking any courses, you can send an email, and then to customer service at releasetechnique.com, and then I can schedule one of the teachers or one of the participants to call you through
yeah, just
WhatsApp and
give us your
coordinate a time.
number so we can
Yeah,
contact you on WhatsApp.
yeah. So if you can send
Hello.
that to customer service at releasetechnique.com, we could work with you on that. Yeah.
Okay, could you share also the link to the basic course, please?
I shared it. Do
Um,
you see it in the chat? Can anybody see it in the chat? I was just trying to see if I could see it.
Yeah.
oh,
You see it in the chat? Okay, it's in
So,
the chat.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But what it is it's releasetechnique.com, and then it's /offer, OFFER. And that'll take you to that page that you can buy it for $97 today.
Right. I put the other one to
And that'll give
releasetechnique.com
you,
forward
and that'll
slash
give you
live
the,
classes.
yeah, and that'll give you the access to, that will give you access then to the support for 1 year, and then also give you, access to the world call that we have every Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, PM. So,
And Mary
anything
has a
else?
question
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Sure,
Go ahead,
Mary.
Mary.
Hi, thank you. I signed up for the Abundance course back in October, and due to illness, I wasn't able to do it. But I wasn't aware that anything was sent to me. I paid for it. Um,
Okay.
Just
Well,
send
what
an
you can do
email to
is,
customer service at
right.
releasetechnique.com. That way he can look up your email and resend
okay.
it to you, and then
Yeah.
you'll have
Okay,
the
Yeah,
link.
great.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll
Thank you.
resend you the access on that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it might have got
Thank you.
the access might have got caught up in your spam filter or something, but just send an email and we'll get you connected to that.
Okay.
Not a problem. Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we have any other questions, or I think that we'll wrap it up, I guess, Donna.
Yep. That's it. Thanks,
Okay.
Lance. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Happy
everyone.
New
Happy
Year.
New Year. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.